Otiasie 40 below. I'll see what quadari wa manyo semo when you experience a can me usuben pamite. I've worked with various presidents. I've worked with people who wield power and know how to handle power and understand the body language of the ordinary people. Inti se me babontina me be kansembia. I know what I'm talking about. Immediately I me be granting interview I me can about Honorable Kennedy Japan and how the ordinary Ghanaian people are calling for Kennedy Japan to become the president of Ghana. And the way a Ghana for the Hokeka, Eka say, yeah, party, 2.1 million people are metuabano. E be approaching and no catch say, Uzubempa, Kennedy Japan, a man for now, Mantini and Tuaba. And these are facts. Majority of them has their issues, and I know the young kind, but one way or the other. New man kitting bia SCCA a chair say na Ghana fall were looking for a leader or a pragmatic, a leader that can change the face of Ghanaian politics, and no any leader. 2 million jobs, you can trust him and know say this man can deliver. And the youth no more ban, they want their life to be transformed. No can want them. Your berima bi wo ho no mo a ne maame ne una ne maame no na odi bone na nya obeka. In our part of society, you want to say anything that anybody who can no, you are seen as a bad person and as somebody who is always saying the truth or saying the truth. No, you are bad. This is a time ye mabunu aye bano ye suan yo mabi say let's conscientize our mindset and look at the kind of leadership that we are building for ourselves for the future. Doing it under his own watch, allegedly. And you know, yen to me ya bano yen to me I'm fighting to achieve the dreams of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It is a neno what sorry the Galamsey about a politician. And MTT say people are talking about it using as an issue. What do you say? Now we a leader. Na se nei Kennedy Japan a president. Who born dogs and me uzuempa me say me Galamsey manye bi da. Manye bi da and na minye bi so da. So uzuempa na ma sorry anopa. Anda sebia Kennedy Japan ye president Ukruma na mi uzubempa sorry say ebia me appointee wona ban mu a ono be hwem se me koye Galamsey anka de na de be chi no anka the next day I'm out. He will sack you and take you to jail, and that is the kind of leader that we are talking about. A leader who is brute, a leader who will make sure he put his foot on down and will make sure the right thing is done. He doesn't care who is a family member or brother or whoever it is. And that is the kind of leader the Ghanaian people are calling for. The leader who walk the talk. Asamu Americano a simple. Ghana has come into a crossroad. Ghana is in a continent. Ye ko ye nimuno. Ya kwa abatuomu ama yehunu ya sonsuo aswansa yehunu de eko etimumu ye ntase ne sabese paniko ni na haban enyoma ye nyina no dachi bi ebebu hunkuntawo na eya na musema yenka leader no amusese amanfo bi ania bria omo kan gidigidi yemfa Dr. Baomi amra o ukokana ukoyia no ukokan sembia yesi udinatem. In the eyes of the ordinary Ghanaian, Musi ya try no 3 times, ya try no first one. It yensa mfa nemra biem. Mi busao common long knowledge udi Ghana fo nyina meto amam. Say uo product. Na that product no udi akodwom akoton. Obia nim se pen we a big pen. Obiati din big pen obiati. Now so the kotu dwom say oh ton say big pen we ma take so obia meto obia mpeso meto. Even though the product is very well known and marketable, but nobody want to use their purchasing power to buy that product.
It is my prayer that God will give you long life and good health, that probably you will be elevated to become the first female president. I've been in cabinet with you, and this is the first session of the cabinet and the second session of the cabinet. And I can say without fear of contradiction that you remain an unquestioned champion of education and gender rights and gender interests and inclusiveness generally in the pursuit of government policy. It is my prayer that God will give you long life and good health, that probably you will be elevated to become the first female president. I've been in cabinet with you, and this is the first session of the cabinet and the second session of the cabinet. And I can say without fear of contradiction that you remain an unquestioned champion of education and gender rights and gender interests.
Baby, I send a nanny if you say for the time. 2023. Yeah. 2022, 2023. Forest Nibi Hokre, if you say 2018. Apamprama. 2018.
You can say, NDC for need deforestation.
2018. Apamprama. Home Fiasia Okobro. Sir John. Any papa be a friend Donald Entia.
Sir John, where we?
Yes.
Odim.
Or many be a forest, no.
No,
Obia Winimbia, Obia or take Cobro Bia Becatro. Cobro. Who saw him or Becatro? The soldiers, a cobo buying.
2018 and
yes.
Time.
Sir John the Babontin saw almost year reclamation of forest in him. At that time, no beer Bibia or why equal reclaim. Mammy dear Cham a coy, echo hair, none reclamation no more, no more too gold. Our forest Cassio, I knew any big Jinawa, a Jinaho Bay and Fear Bears, Oha,
Moodim,
almost Sano. Heritage Imperial, Sir Company, no?
Yeah.
Actually, Professor from Pom Water Bedana, Disena Gabi, as I wrote that, cause on a lawyer. 2018, no money license be our money mining or forest. But now almost excavators 35, more than 35. I go forest no more almost. Meme Kobe. That time from Pom Water and the task force call Hosea and Copa Mom, Nam DH, Nam account. Discover. Oh, 2018, why am I?
Okay.
You buy the whole reports about 2 abonting. A bit that YouTube CCI. No, also on Yanoko. Yeah, whole report. Yeah. Oman stop. Oman yai. Yes, CC excavators, not the bank crying. Almost as a sackboy said, John, ya dear Nimu. And almost excavators, and I call back to Cobro. I could deforest noir and forest no. Uchem Minua, a fa Adania Manamana. Ubia will nimo daho, Obiaqua, Cobro. Sound crowing in our treso. Nin our Pampramanum. Ubia will be almost at will be a catro. It's a dampine.
As I'm a year, Ben now come
2018. If you are saying, no, my dear, Bessie 2023. 2024 in Nanomugum.
Omudi.
And now, send me drone footage nature while you're show. As I say, and a cassia, forest and a cassia base Kumasi, and the said, Nina Daniel.
Hey,
yeah, yes, the cassia base Kumasi.
And she dear and Jeff Kadijina so casse.
Tananya, our wing NPP executive been a kosher on China for, and Fias yes almost say forest. That was in 2023. I made me call a kosher, my friend, Chema Edison. My friend, Nam said, I don't know what the Chinese folk call on the license or the minor or on saying when denying. Or some per time I'm running in common. I'm time they may pay by me a dinkum obey. I then I would want kosher or license.
Only so Nilands, but no to say no.
Yes. On the Fias or Tanonia. Forest Reserve. No mudia actually MPP executives be braid the excavators kugum yeah home report yeah you bien fie and almost set on ya besine Boy River the same thing Boy Tunnel Forest Reserve the same thing Offin Shelter Belt MPP time no start is almost say no. And about we buy no almost so two almost to us. Where I keep 3 points forest be oh.
Yeah.
MPP time no mfiase no almost say no. Oko a siren sashi.
Yeah.
Mrewa Krokosia Forest Reserve MPP time no mfiase no almost say no.
This is a Asamin forest.
Oh, Papa, Supima, I will be quiet here. MPP time, no more send to 2 mois. Anna, all my commander Biba, forest manager Biba on there. No nonsense, no so the excavator Roma Meshano. Ufia say she bakum yenumi and son, echo do, and for Mujai.
Honestly, I will cranny at that transfer.
Oh, I'm what try some better transfer, no, but Nipako or her Nejuman, and this one Nejuman to a jam, so on your Nejuma. Enti, Nana, ma, just say, Metese, MPP for the year politics. Nay, can say, me, Fossos will be near Galamsey, whether MPP or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It has no political color.
Yeah.
But, ma, Obi in Casse, a coup for the time, no a saint.
What's the name so Nikraniati?
Nanyataway.
Jeff, Nanyati.
Nanyataway. You see, Sanya Mano. And now, almost yet metia. Now, a buff air time. Ampao. Air time, metibia. And me who wears a main farm Sadia Nuntino. Oh, say, Omu be brave from ya. Memra may information more on fine campaign in Shaniama. Mimi, yes, Aniaman.
This Galamsey matter, which has risen a lot in Ghana today. In the last election, in the mining districts of the country, the MPP did very badly. Largely because the NDC presidential candidate and the party had gone around the mining areas and saying that the policy that I was implementing of trying to stop Galamsey would be reversed when he came to power, and that those who were already in jail for offenses, the Galamsey offenses, all of them would be amnestied. When I said I was putting my presidency on the line, that's what I meant, that I was prepared to take the political risk involved in trying to deal with this Galamsey phenomenon. The result, of course, was that the mining districts, especially in the western region, all of them, including almost, nearly, even Takwa, was lost to the MPP. That is what I meant when I said I'm putting my presidency on the line, that I was prepared to take the political risk involved in coming to grips with this problem. Today, he's saying that no, he doesn't believe in jailing, that he's against Galamsey, that he will enforce the law. So once again, we have to ask ourselves, Mr. J.M., where do you stand? What are you telling the people of Ghana? Because every time you speak from one corner of your mouth and you speak from another corner of your mouth. Let us hear from you direct, straight up, what do you stand for? We need to know. The candidate, the MPP presidential candidate, has gone on record as saying that as far as he's concerned, he is prepared to sign a pact that would take the Galamsey issue out of our politics, to depoliticize it, to commit him and our party, all of us, agreeing that we would deal with this Galamsey phenomenon on a non-partisan basis. We have yet to hear from the NDC presidential candidate. I'm asking him to also come out and support the idea of a political pact on Galamsey.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now. Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Hello, good morning. Today is the 25th of September 2025. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV. This show is also live on 94.1 FM. That's the alternative we're offering you. Those of you who can't sit behind your TV set and watch us, you can now listen to us or monitor the conversation on your radio dial, 94.1 FM. Remember that Good Morning Ghana is also now on satellite, and also we're now on the we're now on the the multi-TV platform. That's what I wanted to say. The multi-TV platform, so that all you need is a decoder and you're home and dry. My name is Aldo Moro. Once again, it's a pleasure to come your way. We want to say a big thanks to the Almighty God for granting us another rare privilege of returning here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country, Ghana. We'll go straight ahead and look at the newspaper headlines, and I'll start as always with the Daily Graphic. Daily Graphic this morning says that the police smash armed robbery syndicate. 10 arrested, 3 killed in shootout. Access Bank appoints new MD, and there's a following evidence of compliance. GTech restores services to UCC. Vice President tours Education Ministry. Minister unveils plans to boost STEM, higher education, and the special supplement on World Pharmacist Day is an inside page story. The Ghanaian Times at Onga side event. President urges rethink of global development, and as Ghana, Saudi Arabia must harness emerging trade prospects. Ambassador. MEDA designated chief coordinator for global grants, and as VIP calls for collective approach to instilling discipline in schools. Ghana, UK sign a $256 million bilateral debt restructuring agreement. The Daily Guide. Minority blast Ablakwa over Gaza comment. AG seeks SC clarification on Tokonu removal, and there's police smash Euro bank robbery syndicate. 3 killed, 10 arrested. Suspend U.S. deportation deal. NPPNPs. Global capitalism is exploiting workers. Now on the Insight newspaper, the Insight. So global capitalism is exploiting workers and producing inequality, imperialist wars, and SMG resolution warns. Brian drowns Edu over cocoa syndication reform. Israel's genocidal war in Gaza. Spain considers boycott of 2026 World Cup. Government on course to diversifying tertiary education and strengthening TVET. VIP assures. Bahama assigns MEDA as chief coordinator for global grants. Deputy Transport Minister commends GPHA for successful rollout of 24-hour port operations. The New Republic. Mahama addresses 80th Onga today, and there's a MEDA boss, now chief coordinator for global grants. China waits into Ghana's Galamsey and cybercrime fight. Ex-CJ's woes deepening as she faces Yoko probe, and there's also research agenda gains global recognition, launches Accra Reset as he calls for African health sovereignty at Onga 80. And there's a very interesting story. Today's New Republic. It says the inside job Akufo-Addo's cronies blew millions on parties and self-promotion. There's an NLA secret ATM for power-hungry elite whose presidential ambitions plundered the NLA. The Daily Post. Daily Post. Mahama takes over Africa CDC leadership. This President Mahama convenes global leaders for Accra Reset Health Initiative at the UN General Assembly. And there's UNGA 80 side event. First Lady Nordina Mahama and other First Ladies to champion women's resilience amidst climate change and conflict. And the Metro Lens. Accra Research launched at UNGA 80. Health must lead the reboots NHIA boss. And there's 15 Eastern Region MPs endorsed by Mia warn against replacement. And there's police operation Cobra bust gang behind 11 rural banks robbery. All right, so that's it for the front pages of the newspapers that we have this morning. Please stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV. Don't go anywhere, please.
Gordon, it's just for music. See the time.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Me ding edge baby dapa. Me dia dia sonko kra na ebremo. Nya ode to aduane mo ama waduane e depa na me de bremo. Eno any some spices. Some spices dey. Ebu wa wo bebre o. Various flavors. Ubenya eya akoko. Ubenya nyantwie. Yedigu jollof mu ma emu ye de. Ubenya yedigu nkwan mu. Yedigu froye mu. Ho na kope bito. Na ema waduane enye de. Unyimi nia. Yenkonko tie nyankofo eka.
Autant de communication, nous enjoy Oduba, that Samu spices. One in the essence, don't fight. Samu spices in a Sabi, that you so say. Samu spices, Munsam.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices, Yansako.
In Sanaka in Ketwa, measure 10 grams. You want chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors Alpha Bebre.
Some spices, yes,
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate's Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, ticky whiter, ticky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Promo. Your most preferred estate partner is given a massive 20% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Founders Day promo, Estate Masters is offering this special discount for outright purchases up till the end of September 2025.
Purchase your tracks today.
This cuts across all our available sites, and upon purchase, you get to enjoy a free indenture and free site plan. Our site visits are also free, so rush now and secure a plot of land while this offer lasts. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
God will give you long life and good health, that probably you will be elevated to become the first female president. I've been in cabinet with you, and this is the first session of the cabinet and the second session of the cabinet. say without fear of contradiction that you remain an unquestioned champion of education and gender rights and gender interests and inclusiveness generally in the pursuit of government policy.
I.e. in the Akufo-Addo Mahama Bawumia era. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement. The Akufo-Addo Bawumia era. You know, you hold it out. The air cost. A penny do some casa. The air cost. Na money na money chia. The air cost. Enko ye. It's a candidate new year. The Kabum Techria 2028. Yeah, there are some Pakusi MP or Manusua, Minimso Yakupon 2028 in Tabal. A Juma MPP are buying by yeah, maybe Bresson, Kufu Bresson. May you be a refi. Net dosso pa. Ne sab a Juma yeah, and your business so I could to me 2028.
It's been me a war on a betro asem didi matemwa. I'll block you because me the idea to me Facebook war. I don't comment and I don't expect anybody who do person you get out from here and you by force says what you say intino say we are what when say obetie me now bet yes say oh baba yes say oh baba be didi matem e wo me wo ho I'll block you. It's as simple as that, and I'll make sure that I'll report you to the right me measure will say betie what you say me measure will say brabe tie me and answer me measure will say be can I be hwe the mayor wa. We don't have any business if you don't want to listen to me. Me power to say brabe me. What you say? If you don't have any business, don't come here and come and listen. Because when you say me my Facebook live, rough. I don't use social media unnecessarily. You understand? So anytime I come on social media, it's a serious business. Because me, I have a purpose in life. And I'm not somebody who will just be getting out and using social media anyhow because they feel say they want to use it. Because I'm a media person and I understand the media. It is what to use the media for. You don't have any business to come here and be talking. What you say? A very, very important. Say people will understand that if you can't stand in here, you get out from here and you go and listen to your nincompoops or more the other side. Who say or more now believe in them. You can go and listen to them. Miniano, a very important say 3 months ago, and I'm making this statement, almost about 5 months, 6 months ago, when the president may making issues say, may experience in Ghanaian politics, may cast no youth in Ghana, I also a bebunua or me age, what you say, 40 below. I'll see what quadari wa manyo sema when you experience a me also ben pamiti. I've worked with various presidents, I've worked with people who wield power and know how to handle power and understand the body language of the ordinary people. Inti se me babontina me be kansembia. I know what I'm talking about. Immediately I me be grant interview I me can about Honorable Kennedy Japan. And how the ordinary Ghanaian people are calling for Kennedy Japan to become the president of Ghana. And the way a Ghana for the Hokeka, Eka say, yeah, party, 2.1 million people are metuabano. E be approach here no catch say Uzubempa, Kennedy Japan a man for now mantini and tuaba. And these are facts. Majority of them has their issues, and I know the young kind, but one way or the other. Nyoman kitting bia SCCA a chair say na Ghana for were looking for a leader or a pragmatic, a leader that can change the face of Ghanaian politics and no any leader na omore. It is our leadership no and I maybe can want some time ago Mwanji Antu. Now, election year 2028 elections, no. MPP Amanyoku, Yantias yes say. Election year corner, your political party, 18 year course election. No, Ghana for are sick and tired of the various political parties. Ghanaians are looking for a unique character, a leader. Everyone said this leader is honest. Honesty. They are looking for a member, a leader, a personality, or credibility. Aobejina Ghana fuenim na oka semwa Ghana for bejina die. They are not looking for any other leader, but they are looking for these cardinal characteristics of a personality. Ghana so. Because Ghana for say it's business as usual. The youth want to hear a leader or sorry no pano say and ne and mebunu memo juma 2 million jobs. You can trust him and know say this man can deliver. And the youth no mabano. They want their life to be transformed. They need a change. Too much talks. Kasatentina dawson. Ama enei Ghana for hwehwe ensroma kese bia mana pie emabunu no hwehwe leader bia or the dynamism or the trustworthiness, transparency ebeye adwuma eno na Ghana for say omo.
Good morning, Ghana on Metro Television. My name is Awudu Moro. My guests are here. They're seated. We'll kickstart a conversation for the day. Big issues coming up on the show today. Now, I have a man who hasn't been here in a while, but he's here today and talking about the man, Nana Asafo Eje Aye, who is the MP for Bosome Frenho and also Deputy Ranking Member, Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. Good morning, Nana. It's good to.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
It's been a while.
How are you too?
Following and monitoring and watching you and admiring you.
Oh, hey. When politicians start admiring you, have to be careful.
You're doing well.
Thank you. And this is sincere.
Yeah.
This one, no mischief, no mischief intended.
I don't do mischief like my senior. I don't do mischief.
Good to see you. Good to see you. And let me also say that my other very good friend, Wanda Madilo, who still hasn't taught me how to swim. He owes me those lessons. This is like 15 years ago.
Yeah,
he still hasn't redeemed his pledge.
Let's see. Let's see how that goes. I've always been available. That offer has been an open offer for years.
Hey.
Show up and we take the lessons. It's not a problem.
Yeah. I hear you. So it will be redeemed?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So Wanda Madilo is a development analyst and also a member of the NDC's communications team. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanda, how are you?
Oh,
in
very
the family.
Good. I mean, in good spirits so far. So good.
It's all good. Who's your fashion designer? I like the shirt. Annie was the first person to compliment you on that. And I'm just noticing it.
If you don't mention Annie's name, what will happen on this?
Oh no, but she complimented.
You are now complimenting. She didn't tell you.
Oh, they didn't hear. That's even worse because she said it, but you didn't hear.
Oh, then I didn't hear that.
Okay.
I didn't hear that. But I just buy. I don't have a particular fashion design. I'm not that rich to own one like somebody does or has. So
are you sure?
We've just been in power for 8 months.
Okay.
So we've just been there for 8 years, 8 solid years. Ranking member, Foreign Affairs. You should expect that he's
the ranking is just in opposition. Every ranking is opposition.
You mean empty ranking?
Yes, rankings are opposition.
Nothing they happen.
No, rankings are opposition. And I was not in government. I've never been in government.
Your party was in government?
No, I was not in government. I've never been in government. I've been working for the party since. I was the youth wing administrator when we came to power 2017. Then I became the
Portfolio
deputy director for external affairs for the party. I have always been with the party.
Right.
I have not been in government before, and you know it. Then
Portfolio is heavy.
I fortunately, the good people of Busumifre, honored me to go and represent them. Then we went to opposition, and I'm deputy ranking. You know, ranking there, it's opposition matter. We are just talking. Talking.
Your story surprises me a little bit. I mean, to think that a man of your caliber, didn't find any, or the government or your government didn't find it, couldn't find it necessary to get you something doing.
This is not the matter we should discuss here.
No. It's not a main topic.
This in our local palace, this is quite home.
Yes. Because
today, let us pray for Senior Wonder, so that he picks an appointment, he picks a CEO.
Oh, speaking about it, you still don't have an appointment?
So that we can all go to him.
How?
And then get something. It is important. You see.
Oh, you don't have an appointment?
No, I don't have. Sometimes I get people sometimes congratulating me and all that.
For mine, it's past and gone.
Yes.
Where we need to focus our energy and strength and prayers
is
for our Senior Wonder. So that we pray the NDC, he will find favor in the eyes of the appointing authorities, like the president himself, like Honorable Julius, like Joyce Bauer, like who else? The names.
You even know the names.
Honorable Asiedu Ketia, and all those, the appointing authorities, the primus inter pares in the NDC, to find my brother something. Because as it stands now, when he gets something, some of us, we go pass by, go take fuel, small, go. So,
maybe. I mean, for all you know, Wonder is not even interested.
Oh, I'll be surprised.
He's not even interested.
No, don't say that. When you say that, you are, the boxes they are taking, you are reducing the boxes. No, who would do politics and not be interested to serve?
No,
appointment are service.
Some people are happy being in the private sector.
Are you?
No, let's make progress. Let's make progress on this one. Well, I sincerely believe that anytime God does it.
But how? Sorry. So let me ask this. How are you dealing with the pressure? I mean,
how?
The pressure, because you see, every time you come here, you always have a few friends you come with. I mean, you've always met people.
He's a people's man.
Because of your youth activism and so on. I mean, this is a former NUC's president, so you can. It's not surprising. I mean, when people call you and they ask you why haven't you been appointed? I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah, no. Sometimes.
How do you explain it?
Yeah, sometimes it may be difficult for them to understand. I can explain, but they sometimes do not understand, why we're waiting, it has to happen and all that. But I always tell them, listen, our path in life and in destiny is different. Donald Trump was never anything called government. One day, the heavens shine upon him. He is president.
Yeah.
So all is not lost. We cannot cry over spilled milk. Life has to go on. And at certain point in my life, also having a very private business person. And so sometimes I protect my business interests as well.
Right.
If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, nothing will change. God will still be faithful and we'll still pursue our course in life and destiny.
It will come. Let's keep praying. It will come.
Amen.
Amen.
So let's now kickstart with our main conversation for the day. But before we do that, I've just been wondering, Anna, you were supposed to have been at the younger 80 United Nations General Assembly event that's currently happening. I think it even ends today also. So we're hearing things. What exactly happened?
Okay, so I am new in Parliament. So I came to hear that there is a convention that, at least if for nothing at all, the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee and the ranking of the Foreign Affairs Committee are supposed or always attends UNGA. The reason behind is to give the delegation a certain nationalistic look. So the ranking represents the minority and the chairman represents the majority in Parliament. So indeed, this time too, the invitation was extended to the ranking. And I think the ranking, as you know, Honorable Abu Jinapo, I mean, is a bit occupied with a few things. So I was delegated by the caucus to represent or step in for the minority. So they called me, took my passport biodatas, took everything, that is the clerk, to our committee. So on the 18th, my ticket was sent to me, and I was called that my DSA or per diem is also ready, so I should pick it. Then I informed the clerk that, oh, I am a bit busy, so I'll pick the DSA when we get to the airport. So we are.
You pick what?
The per diem.
Oh, the per diem, okay.
Sorry, forgive me, I'm using DSA because when I mean, in the African Union, we call it DSA. Okay. So forgive me, per diem. Right. I'll pick the per diem at the airport. So, in fact, I dressed, packed my things, left the house early in the morning, around 5, got to the airport. So it was myself, Honorable Okuvanda-Poy, and the clerk. So the clerk was in front, I was in the middle, Okuvanda-Poy was behind us. And airport, they knew we were all MPs, so they were giving all of us some preferential treatment. So they sent us to a very separate counter to be taken care of. So the clerk, the lady, checked in. And when we are traveling, we go together. We do everything together. We don't leave each other. So the lady checked in, and then she was waiting for me to check in, for the rest of us to check in. So they were trying mine. It was delaying. They were trying mine. It was delaying. Then she asked me, do I have another passport? I said, oh, I have 2 of them. This is the diplomatic, this is the normal one. And I have the visa in my ordinary passport. They took that one too, they checked. Then the lady said, oh, Honorable, your ticket has been withdrawn as at yesterday night. How? So the clerk was worried, the chairman was worried. They started placing calls. They called the ministry, they called, I don't know who they were calling and all that. Finally, the clerk sent a message, forwarded the message that had been sent to her from the PA of the minister, Nana, to me, and copied chairman. And the message was that the minister has directed that only the 2 of them should be taken care of, not me. So I thanked them and then handed over. At 11th hour? At the counter, with my bag. My driver has already gone because, I've moved in. So I just returned the DSA, the per diem, thanked them, and went back home. So, but you see, I don't know why, but on the 18th, when the ticket was bought, I was in Côte d'Ivoire, following up per minorities' instruction on the Binyeri issue. So we finished, in fact, we went to Côte d'Ivoire 4 days ahead. So we finished everything, and then I put out my report, I think on the 19th. So the following week, that was what happened. So, I don't know whether it has something to do with the Binyeri issue or subsequent. I've been reading some things, but, well, if you ask me, this is what happened. This is what transpired.
I see. So, it must have been on Tuesday, I believe, and if I'm wrong, please remind me. I think it must have been on Tuesday or so. The deputy chair for your committee, okay, which is Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Dapla, the MP for Jirapa. So the matter came up, and I think it was him and the Botiano English amount from MP. That's Sylvester Tete. And so Sylvester raised it, and Dapla's explanation at the time was that the Foreign Affairs Ministries, the Foreign Affairs Ministry does not have. It's not, so basically it's some sort of a privilege, right? It's not a must for the executive to fund your trip. And so if it's a privilege and it's not happened, it's not a big deal.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I am from Esiwa village. I don't have a problem. I am not asking for privileges. I am not asking for special treatment. Nothing.
Okay.
My point is that if you won't travel with me, let me sit in my village.
Right.
We were 3. You see, the same courtesies was accorded to the chairman, to even the clerk. So if I get there and you don't want me to go, let me not come to the airport.
Right.
Let me not come to the airport because I'm not begging to travel. Let me know. Don't even make me, because I know, and Dapila knows this arrangement I'm talking about. So I was told, and my other committee members are aware. Honorable Patrick Barma, Honorable Koko, Honorable Kenneth, the Okre MP, and Honorable Abu himself. They were aware that Asafoje is going in my stead instead of Abu. So I didn't ask the ministry to do me a favor. So if it's favor and they are doing me favor and they think that they won't do me favor, that's fine. But the point is that the same basis must go for all of us, because that favor that can't be done for Asafoje was done for Honorable Koboy, Okovandapoy, was done for the clerk. We were the 3 people going for that travel, and we were all in the queue. So I don't know I didn't hear Dapila, but I don't know what Dapila is talking about. But my point is that, I mean, you could have just told me that, hey, we are not comfortable with you, we cannot travel with you. I mean, you are not welcome in our delegation, we don't have money, we cannot take care of you. Like I told you, my per diem was given to me, and I handed it over at the airport.
So everything was set. Ticket has been bought, you have a visa. You get to the counter and you're told that you can't travel. And it is based on the instruction of the minister? Is that what you're told?
Everything here. I won't lie to you. This is the clerk to the parliament, and I'm giving it to you to read. This is the clerk to the parliament. And when you read our correspondence, you see the ticket, everything was sent to me. You see the ticket there. Yeah. That same ticket was for all of them. Same ticket was. So he forwarded a message from the PA of the minister to me and copied the chairman. This is what the direction is. So, like I said, I am not calling for privileges that I'm not due. My point is that let me sit in my house. Don't even make me come to the airport. Don't even call me. It is not my fault to travel with me. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wanda, you have something to say about this?
Yeah, Moro, I think that first and foremost, let me, on behalf of the parties involved, especially the ministry, say sorry, but there's a bit of a miscommunication. And I think that's basically the foundation for all this. What happened, and as I knew, is that, can I proceed?
Yeah, sure.
So is that, the ministry intended to fund some 3 people, which he rightly mentioned. But when they bought the tickets, they were going to buy it on credit, which is normally done. But this time around, at the last hour, the issuing authority, which is the travel agency, indicated that until payment is made, full payment is made, the ticket won't be allowed to go through. The ministry does not have the power to suspend tickets. Only the issuer can do that. So a travel agency that issued the ticket can't cancel the ticket or suspend it or withdraw it or whatever of the sort. Unfortunately, they could not reach him in time, which would have been the day before. Unfortunately, that happened. US flights are normally early. What time was your flight, sir? What time was your flight? It's a day. You seem to be very excited. What time was your flight?
No, you see.
I've never seen you laugh this loud before.
No,
this is laughing out loud.
It's full of mischief, but I'm going to go
He's
there.
doing LOL.
It's full of mischief.
No, hold on.
I've already.
You see, these are, let me tell you, when I leave the show and I get calls from people, I get to feel that I am privileged to be on this huge platform. The people that watches your show, they are way and over and above. It is just by grace that we are here. So sometimes when you are putting something out, you'll be measured in the things you put out.
So it's all about me.
Hold on.
Okay, then I'm rather go full blast.
Hold on.
Please go ahead.
How do you say that the ministry don't issue ticket? So now the issuer says that they can only issue 2.
I don't think that's what I said.
No, the issuer says that they can only issue 2, and the issuer now decides who they want to issue for and not for.
Can I make
he said it is again.
No, I think the ministry.
The premise is important. He needs to set the premise right.
Yeah,
Let him set the premise right. What exactly did you say?
He came in and I thought he was going to provide maybe some superior information to what I'm giving. But if it is going to be on that tangent, let me just clear it quickly.
Okay.
I said that on the day prior to their travel, the issuing authority, which is the ticketing officer or whoever agency the ticket was being bought from, indicated that you have to pay fully before I release all the tickets. If not, I'm cancelling one. Now, between him, the senior ranking himself, and the clerk, these were the 3 people to be sponsored. And so, at that moment, the ministry decided that offload him back to Parliament to fund that one, because we can't fund all from the executive budget. So, release him to the Parliament to fund it. If the systems in Parliament do not allow for that quick action within that short period to get a ticket, that's a different thing altogether. And that's why I'm saying that it is more of a miscommunication issue than a deliberate attempt to remove him. I mean, what does government earn or lose in removing him from such a list? I mean, really. And then number 2, nobody indicated that we're trying to do him a favor. There have been some
before you go ahead to talk about the favor issue. Let's even say granted that a travel agency attempted to get through to him.
Yes.
And it failed.
Yeah.
Couldn't they have called Samuel Abujinapo, who is his boss? Because remember, he was going in Sami's stead.
Let's not go into the realm of assumptions.
No, I'm just asking.
Yes,
I'm just asking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying
that ask any of the persons close to him to tell him that please don't go to the airport because we can't find your trip.
No problem. And I'm saying that it has happened to me before. I was going for a conference in Brussels.
Okay.
Bought a ticket. Thought that I had agreed with the ticket, issue officer that I'm fine. I got to the airport, realized that no, the ticket was not issued. They did not clear me. It took me a day more to travel. And I'm saying that this is a miscommunication issue. Nobody is trying to do him a favor. It's not as though government is trying to, just because Jinapo is not going and he's going, so we are frustrating him of the sort. What will government lose or gain if he goes or doesn't go? Exactly, it's more about the protocols that exist within the space. And I'm saying that it is more an issue of miscommunication. The assumption that why didn't they call this person or that person is the reason why it's a miscommunication. Then they would have perhaps gotten to him or whatever of the sort. But even if they got back to him and it was still impossible to travel, we are still back to the same issue. The real issue has to do with the fact that Parliament was supposed to have taken him on and issued the ticket on his behalf. The ministry did not have the budget for 3 people traveling on the ministry's budget. Unfortunately, when did the minister leave town? Minister left ahead of you, right? Excuse me, sir. You won't answer again.
But
Minister
you
left
said
ahead
I
of you.
shouldn't come
So
in.
please,
So
let's not make it look as though somebody victimized him or not. Somebody's to be victimized. I mean, he's one harmless soul that I don't think has caused any pain.
Do you get where he's coming from? His problem is not the fact that he's not traveled to America. I'm sure he's traveled
I've
to America.
already apologized to him.
No, I'm not.
The miscommunication.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Yes.
And you see, it's not about you and I.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation.
Exactly.
About the issue. My point is that you get from what he's saying that it is not about funding his trip to Onga or not, which is not the issue. It's just that he feels disrespected.
Exactly.
That as an MP who had already been told and assured that he was traveling, he goes to the airport, his driver drives and leaves, goes back to wherever he's going, and then just for him to get to the counter when he's supposed to be checked in, and then he's told this is the issue. So that's why he says that he's
I don't want to give examples. It will be fanful to be giving examples on this matter today. You see, we are all guided and controlled by one omnipotent God.
Okay.
Sometimes some of these things are actually, what do you call it?
Okay.
What would you call it? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
All right.
So this happening alone should not be the end of the relationship between him and the ministry or the minister or anybody in charge. I am saying that there's a mix-up with communication. I am saying that the ministry does apologize for the the way he felt within that period. Of course, if it is done to me, I won't like it. The minister himself, if it is done to him, he won't like it. More, if it's done to you, you won't like it also. So I'm saying that we're sorry for what has happened. Right. It is not intentional. Nobody is intending to punish him for any offense he has caused or whatever. The fact is that the ministry deeply regrets what has happened, but these are the basis for which what happened. Nobody.
Interestingly, the Daily Guide, today's Daily Guide, has actually pieced an editorial together where it talks about this same issue. I'm just seeing it. It says a minister's power. And it's sort of, it buttresses the point that you were
Before you read the point, there is an arrangement.
Right.
And this arrangement is largely done by Parliament, which I agree. And the clerk facilitates the arrangement between Parliament and the ministry. Let it be on record that I am not engaging any agency, or no agency has engaged me. I deal directly with the clerk of Parliament. So whichever arrangement that the ministry and Parliament got into that agreed that they were going to fund or take care of the ranking, the chairman, and the clerk, I wasn't there. I am not part of it. If the ministry can't take care of the delegation or the members of Parliament, and the ministry tells Parliament, I believe Parliament is clothed enough to do that.
Right.
So that parliamentary arrangement with the ministry should not come in here. Number two, the ticket was sent to me by the clerk. Everything else is the clerk that does it. Honorable Safoje, can we have your passport? Honorable Safoje, can you do this? Honorable Safoje, can you do that? So it is the clerk that is liaising between all these factors. So the agency has no power to reach me or call me. Whether we cannot fund your ticket, we don't have money, we cannot do this. The agency won't reach me. They are rather supposed to reach the clerk, for the clerk to tell me. But the clerk herself was shocked on that day at the airport in the morning. So I don't know whether my good brother speaks for the ministry. And I don't know whether his position is the ministry's official position on this matter. I do not know. I don't also want to assume that that is the ministry's official position on this matter. But as to whether future relations or other things, like I told you, I am there to serve Parliament. I am there to serve my good people of Ghana. And I've been selected by my caucus as a deputy ranking to the committee. So, I hold no bad energy or bad breath. I would continue to do my work, play my oversight responsibility, do everything that I have to do. As a member of Parliament, number one, as a deputy ranking on the committee, I would continue to execute that role and responsibility. Let's even say that, like you said, it is the creator and the architect of the world that plans or everything. I agree. He knows. The architect knows that I won't go. The architect knows that I won't go.
Okay.
The architect knows that this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. So I am not worried.
Right.
I am not bothered. I have no problem. My only problem is that these things feed to a lot of narratives.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, I should have, in all fairness, I should have been made aware that, hey, bro, Charlie, we cannot travel with you.
Okay.
Funds are becoming difficult. And I am struggling to understand that because my per diem was given to me. And the cost of the per diem is, the total per diem is even expensive than the ticket. So these things don't just add up. But my point is simple. I didn't go like the architect.
So how much was it?
Like the architect said, I'm not disclosing that. Like the architect said, like the architect said.
You're very skeptical about the explanation that's been made. You've not. It's like you're not sold on the reasons that have been given as to why you couldn't travel.
Because
you feel there's more to me. There's more to this than me.
Because there are things I don't want to say here.
Oh, okay.
There are things I don't want to say here, and I am a human being. I would put 1 to 2 to 3 to get a certain number, which is normal. So I don't think it is a platform to do that.
Okay.
But I know strongly that many a times the minister is not comfortable with me. I know.
Why is he uncomfortable with you?
It is difficult to tell. Like I told you, if I will give you an instance, the committee had a meeting in the New Lancaster. I got there. I wanted to greet the minister. No, don't greet me. You are not my friend.
You mean the former Labadi Beach?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Was it the Golden to
yes.
Now Lancaster? Yes.
You know it took my ranking to intervene. When my ranking came, I went to him and told him, I was greeting minister. He didn't want to greet me. So my ranking took me back to the minister. Oh, minister, no, my deputy, they don't know. He's not my friend. He has been doing this. How?
A black one did this?
My ranking is my evidence. Members of the committee, the chairman was sitting there.
So, Moro.
Moro.
You approached someone Akuja to Ablakwa, and he avoided you. Someone Abujinapo intervenes, and Ablakwa tells Sami that you are not his friend.
Moro.
Fact?
So I will lie to you for what?
No, I just want some confirmation.
You remember our engagement on the floor of Parliament, where I was told that, why is it that I knew I was going to file a question and I had to go and do a press conference? Do you remember our engagement?
Yeah, but that was
Do you remember our engagement? Now, if I am very young in Parliament, you can file a question in Parliament, and it is up to the discretion of the minister when he so wishes to come and respond to your question. The minister might be out of the jurisdiction, he must travel, all forms of things. So you can file a question today, and the time they will decide to respond to your question, the relevance of the question is far gone. So you are not limited to only filing questions. Now, that's fine. Again, press conferences, we use this to inform the public on our position on matters. So I do not see how I will be told that if I knew I want to file a question, I shouldn't have held a press conference. I should have filed a question, wait for the answers, gotten the answers before I go and hold a press conference. In any case, like I said, I didn't hold a press conference on my own volition. If you see me doing something, it should tell you that in my local parlance, yes, no jina kwan no sa, and chenebofon, omushe ureni. As of who am I to hold a press conference in Parliament? So I cannot do that when it is not the minorities or the caucus position. So when you single me out, it's as if I did it. No, it is the minority that did the press conference. So these things, obviously, will make me feel like, well, maybe the minister is not just comfortable with my presence around him. That's fine. But my point is, don't get me to the airport.
Before Wanda Madilo rendered that apology, has anybody reached out to say,
no,
we're sorry?
No, that's why I'm surprised whom Wanda is speaking for. And I don't know whether he speaks for the ministry now. I don't know who he's speaking for.
How do you intend to deal with this issue?
I have nothing to do.
You won't raise it in Parliament?
I will not do anything. I'm telling you today.
Why?
I'll not do anything. No. The fact that it is out there on record is enough for me. So that posterity one day, Abrakwa didn't start like where he is now. He started very young. I am a full Japan boy. I'm a full Japan boy. My family are still in Japan. A very popular family in Japan. That's a Fuji family. Japan is the capital of the minister. He didn't start like this. Some of us, when we were young, we were admiring him. So the way he started, now he's a minister, I am also starting. Gradually, I know the architect he mentioned would do his own architecture work and it will come out so nicely. But this should be on record.
Have you discussed this with someone like Wujinapo? What
Yesterday,
how does he feel about it?
Yesterday he responded to it.
In his presser?
In the presser. The question was asked in the presser, and he responded to it.
I'm not talking about what he said publicly, in your interaction with him. I mean, when it happened, did you talk to him about it? How does he feel about anything? Does he intend to escalate it, take it up?
I think he would speak to the minister.
Okay.
I know he will speak to the minister. But the point is that I am not expecting anything. I am not looking out for anything. I will not press anything. It is past and gone. I will do my work as I am supposed to do. When the minority asks me to hold a press conference, I will do it. When they ask me to file a question, I will file it. Look, even when you are filing a question in Parliament, you would have to write the question, go and give it to your clerk. I say your clerk, your chief whip, to vet the question. For us in committees, when we are done with the questions, we give it to the ranking. The ranking looks at the question. He okays the question. Then it goes to your whip before the question now goes to the speaker.
Okay.
So I will not just file a question on my own volition.
All right.
So, like I said, I am done. I don't have any problem. Like I said.
No.
Wonder. He says nobody has called him to apologize.
Yeah, but all the officials he mentioned are actually out of town. The clerk is out of town. The minister is out of town. The chairman of the committee is out of town.
Oh.
I'm coming.
Because they're out of town, they can't apologize.
But you're saying that nobody reached out, and I'm saying they're actually out of town. He knows that well. But Mo, let me try to interrogate a few things. It is not entirely true that when you file a question in Parliament, the minister decides unilaterally when to respond. That's not true. It's always in consultation with the minister. The question is addressed to the minister. The minister indicates his available period, or Parliament tells you when you should come and do that. If you're not comfortable with the date, you change it. Ministers do not. In fact, sometimes they are subpoenaed to the floor of Parliament to answer questions. It's not entirely true. Listen, democracy comes with responsibility. If we chose for ourselves democracy, and therefore a question that is filed in Parliament has a procedure based on which the minister responds, you must be patient. It cannot be the case that because you have a question to ask, and so everything must come to an end, and then the minister must appear, and then from somehow those questions are answered, and that satisfied you alone. No, that can't be the case. We have models based on which these things are run. And he's just in Parliament. He's in Parliament for the first term. We agree that he might be young in Parliament and whatever. I am not in Parliament, maybe one day. But let's be clear in our mind that it is not true that the ministers who are hauled before Parliament decide when. It's not a unilateral decision for you to decide when. In fact, even if they give you a date and you fail to appear, there are sanctions for that. So it cannot be. Number two, in that particular instance when he talked about his presser and the issues that fell out of it, Parliament does it all the time. That you knew you had a question to ask, of which question you want reasons and answers to what you're going to put out in the public. Without hearing from the minister or from the official source, you have poisoned, as it were, the minds of the public. Now you want answers from the minister. To what end? So there's a moral obligation as a member of Parliament when you seek answers to certain issues from a ministry to wait and allow time. If you think that time is of essence, then go to the speaker and to your leadership and explain that this is of urgency. Is he telling me that the people who he would have passed this question through, who would have read it, who would have proofread it and all that, do not know that such a question was of urgency or importance? Is that what the case is? So it's not entirely the case, and I think that we need to correct some of these impressions. The bit about he and the minister having some, relational issues, I think that can be settled by them, in their private issues. I didn't think that will even come on TV, live TV, on a day like this, because he's indicated to that there's no bad blood, there's nothing, and they are fine, everything is okay, and all that. Then, boom, we hear that he has some relational issues with the minister. They are humans, and I will not sit down here and pretend that when you're in leadership, some of these things don't come up. It comes up. People offend people, whatever it is, that should be private. The business of government of the day is that both of them, as minister and as MP, have been paid to deliver a certain outcome. All that we want from them is the outcome and not the personal issues. I want to pray that what he said is not the full story and that the minister may have his own view. Whatever the view is, whatever his view is, my prayer is that one day we can come to a more clear.
Do you now understand? And I don't want us to belabor this point. I don't want us to drag this because we have a lot to talk about. But do you now understand why I felt, in all sincerity, that when this matter came up, because it was all over the place, I would have thought that either Blackwell or his deputy could have, out of respect, and not just respect for him, but respect for Parliament, and his respect for his colleagues in Parliament, could have reached out. These days, you don't have to be physically present here.
I agree.
Just a second. Either send him a text, a WhatsApp. I've heard about your issue. I'll revert shortly, but my sincere apologies. Or even call him and explain exactly what happened. That way, he may not even find it morally compelling, or necessary to even go public and talk about it. Because as we sit here, you don't even have an official explanation as exactly what happened. You're only explaining based on what you picked up from the people you've spoken to. Do you get it? No, I'm just buttressing the point you made.
I agree.
Yes.
If you do any extrapolation. But the one I will not take is that they could have reached out, whichever form or way it is. It has not happened. Yeah. We made progress. Okay. We said, and I've even gone ahead to apologize to him on those people's behalf. Yes. I am not going to sit down here and say that, oh, you should be happy, there's nothing wrong with it. I won't fake that. That's the truth, that he was hurt. And he was hurt because something went wrong. All right. Can we make progress?
Okay. So speaking about progress.
And he will take it now that everybody says sorry. I've actually spoken to a couple of people on this matter. And what I put out is going to be the position, or is the position. All right. However, the right things will be done. When the minister is in town, the part at the back will be fine.
Is it apology accepted, go and sin no more, or you're still thinking about it?
Oh, he's
like I said, I have nothing.
Okay, that's fine.
He's left. He's a very big man.
You know, he's also a minister of the word. So
he's
so that's why you're lucky. He's a minister of the word.
Anointed servant, Holy Ghost, tongue talking.
Anyway,
you lay hands to us.
So let's stay a bit more with your committee, because yesterday you had a presser, and before I read that story again in today's daily guide, let's stretch our arms and legs a bit. You're still watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro TV. My name is Aldo Moro. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enye. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby cot. In fact, bibia opama umanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059-6377-172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress,
parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students, look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, and who be here? Symmetra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and maniswing, Nesanso Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso. Come tum preko.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa, dear. Why wouldn't he be late? Or being late, of course.
Coffee be the luckiest. Coffee from Georgia be luckiest. From not the block, she be luckiest. Yeah, you coffee be luckiest. No matter why you're lucky, everybody go be that luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God apple boom. If you're poor, what's that to you? So would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm here with Nana Asafo Aye, who is the MP for Bosume Preho and also a deputy ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament. I'm also here with Wanda Madilo, who is a development analyst and also a member of the NDC's communications team. So, gentlemen, let's look at this other issue. So, still staying with the Foreign Affairs Committee, you had a news conference yesterday, but one of the things that, for me, or for I'm sure the general public, came up quite strongly has to do with this deal that we have with the United States of America. Now, Ernest Kofi Adu from Parliament House reports that the minority in Parliament has called on the government to immediately suspend an agreement with the United States under which Ghana is accepting third country nationals deported from America. Now, the opposition lawmakers argue that the deal is unconstitutional, exposes the country to serious security risk, and undermines Ghana's long-standing foreign policy traditions. The call follows President John Dramani Mohammed's recent confirmation that Ghana had agreed with Washington to serve as a reception point for deportees who are nationals of other African countries but are being expelled from the United States. Now, the disclosure made during the president's first media encounter of the second term earlier this month has triggered widespread debate about Ghana's role in America's tough immigration environment drive. At a press conference in Accra yesterday, the ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Samuel Abu-Jinapor, said the development not only sidesteps Parliament's constitutional role, but also contradicts clear rulings of the Supreme Court. Article 75, Wanda, so that's Article 75 of the 1992 Constitution, is unequivocal. Every treaty, agreement, or convention with another state must be laid before Parliament for ratification. The government's conduct in operationalizing this arrangement without approval is a flagrant violation of our Constitution and an affront to the authority of the Supreme Court. The minority drew parallels to the 2016 controversy in which the government accepted 2 Guantanamo Bay detainees without parliamentary approval, a decision later declared unconstitutional. In that case, the Supreme Court held that even agreements made through informal diplomatic notes must be ratified before they can bind the Republic. It is disturbing, here I'm quoting Samuel Abu-Jinapor, it is disturbing that the same administration which oversaw that unconstitutional breach is now treading the same path. Mr. Jinapor warned, insisting that the Foreign Affairs Minister's claim that the deal was merely a memorandum of understanding was untenable. Beyond the Constitution or their constitutional concerns, the caucus expressed alarm of the broader diplomatic consequences. Ghana, it argued, has for decades built a reputation as a principled and independent voice in international affairs committed to non-alignment, regional solidarity, and protection of human rights. Mr. Jinapor asserted that by agreeing to accept deportees on behalf of the United States, the country risks being viewed as complicit in policies critics describe as discriminatory. Now, again, I quote him, regional integration is about voluntary movement of people, not forced deportation orchestrated by a non-ECOWAS country, the minority stressed. According to a minority, already some of the deportees brought into Ghana are reported to be challenging the government in court of alleged breaches of their rights. The ranking member said, despite these legal actions and international concerns, about 40 more individuals are said to be scheduled for transfer under the same arrangement. The minority is therefore demanding the government suspend implementation of the deportation deal until Parliament has had the opportunity to examine and ratify it. They're also asking for full disclosure of the agreement terms, clarity in security measures, and assurances that Ghana's international image will not be compromised. Ghana's reputation as a law-abiding democracy cannot be sacrificed. We urge government to respect the Constitution and protect our national interests. Wanda.
He wants to speak to his...
everything is out there. It's out there. I've just read it. And of course, you are not in Parliament, but of course, you're a member of this government, party in government.
No, the man who ran the press conference is here. Let him
the issues have been raised. I've just run the issues by you.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
Which part?
Everything. You've accepted 14.
Well, I think that we are overflogging this matter.
Okay.
Can I borrow your constitution?
Right.
We are overflogging this matter.
Why?
Why? Because they keep making reference to Article 75 of the Constitution. And I will read part and then I'll explain in part what my position is on the matter. And in reference to that, it's always the case, the Gitmo case, when the U.S. had deported some, call it convicts in the U.S. To Ghana, and we accepted at the time to have them in Ghana, I think in 2015 or 2016, one of them. And then somebody went to court. I don't remember who went to court.
It was Nanabi and one Bamfo.
That's true.
Yes,
that's true. Went to court, and the court the Supreme Court at the time gave a ruling.
Right.
And tried to give expression to Article 75, and say the president may execute or cause to be executed treaties, agreements, or conventions in the name of Ghana. A treaty, agreement, or convention executed by or under the authority of the president shall be subject to ratification by a act of parliament or a resolution of parliament supported by the vote of more than 1/2 of the members of parliament. And the Supreme Court gave voice to this in relation to what constitutes a treaty, an agreement under the UN conventions and also under the ECOWAS treaties that Ghana has entered into. The bottom line in all this matter is that the Gitmo case has no resemblance to this particular case. The Gitmo case were people who the US had incarcerated and then were given to Ghana. They were foreign nationals. They were not nationals of any West African origin. Already based on the ECOWAS treaty, Ghana being party to already give ECOWAS citizens 90 days in Ghana to find their feet, and then after 90 days it expires, you have to go and come in again. That's if you want to keep going on the 90 days period, and that's for only West African nationals. These people being repatriated are not criminals. We've got to get this clear. These are people who are just being deported from the US for being an illegal immigrants. They are not criminals, and we need to clear that clearly. Number two, the people being deported are people who are of West African origin. The U.S. in this agreement or MOU, call it an MOU with the parties, signed an MOU with Ghana, with Eswatini, with Rwanda, with two more of them, and all of them were receiving some number of their indigents, especially in the region. So, for instance, in West Africa, Ghana is the one representing West Africa. Ghana has always boasted of being the gateway to West Africa. What did we mean when we say gateway to West Africa? What did we mean when we say that we are good neighbors? What do we mean when we say we are hospitable? And these are people who have gone abroad for one of maybe seeking greener pastures, if you want to call it, in the U.S., but were hitherto being held as illegal immigrants because they had no papers. And because they had no papers, you cannot also work and have a decent living. People living in conditions that were below human dignity. The U.S. reached some MOU agreement with Ghana and say, well, we have a couple of your people coming to Ghana. It will be out of too much work to say that if you have 3 Nigerians in Ghana, fly an aeroplane all the way from the US, go to Nigeria, come to Ghana, go to Cote d'Ivoire, go, that sort of thing. And the US, knowing that Ghana does have some bilateral agreement with our neighbors, decided to choose Ghana as the destination for some of these people. 11 have arrived so far. Some 40 more, we are told, should be coming in much later. Now, how do I go to Parliament? I will go to Parliament based on specifics. You don't go to Parliament saying that we are expecting some deportees, and so we don't even know the number yet. When we know the number, we'll communicate, but give us ratification. First of all, what is the meaning of ratification? Ratification in law simply is an act committed by a public officer who is duly allowed to commit, but that act has to be was endorsed by another body, checks and balances, and is always in a later date. Of course, the Constitution is not clear as to how many days that should last, but some rulings, court rulings, or what you call judicial decisions have given credence to how long some of these ratifications to be done. For instance, in corporate affairs, you will say that in 14 days, some of those decisions should have been ratified. So it is not true that the decision to accept these deportees from the US, who are West African citizens, who have a right to enter Ghana with or without visa, to enter into Ghana. And so the president has taken them on. Number three, it is also clear that these are not criminals, as the MPP seeks to put out that Ghana is at risk and our sovereignty is at risk and all that, and criminals will come in and all that. They create all kinds of situations out of it. The other thing is that government of Ghana has not received a dime from the US in terms of monetary support to be disclosed as they are putting out. What benefit did we get? What did we get out of that? What did we get out of that? You remember some years ago, the US established a US command in this country. Yes. Do you remember? Mm-hmm. Now, in establishing that command, what was the procedure in establishing that command in this country? Mm-hmm. There was a lot of uproar at the time. We should go to Parliament. Parliament has to give that sovereignty. It happened under President Kufuor. What was President Kufuor's response at the time? There are some decisions that are taken by the executive. In real life, the President of the Republic, that are security decisions. And those decisions are taken and later ratified. The other part of this whole discourse is that the Ghana government has indicated clearly that these people that are coming in, we, as part of the MOU, we have agreed to screen them. And so we have a right to reject or to admit who comes into our country. If the person that is coming has a criminal record, violent criminal record, or has been incarcerated in the US, or jailed for a violent crime and all that, the US itself may not even release those people to us because we don't have any agreement with Ghana on passing on of criminals, either to who are of Ghanaian origin when they do that in the US and they're incarcerated. So some of those people will not even come here. These are just people walking the street of America who don't have papers, who are illegal, and so the U.S. government, based on Donald Trump's, immigration laws, new laws, decided to ship them out of their country. Should we not be proud as Ghanaians, you and I, including the MPP, that Ghana is still shining that torch very brightly in the South region to accept some of these people and then repatriate them to their various countries? It is not even as though that the agreement or the MOU that the government of Ghana signed with the U.S. or had an agreement with the U.S., or whether verbal or written with the U.S., indicated that the people coming to Ghana must live in Ghana. That's not the case. They are just here as a transit point. How many people that transit through Ghana are required to do some of these things they are saying? On a daily basis, a lot of aircrafts transit through this country. But because they are of West African origin, they could get off the plane and do whatever they want to do and go back if they so wish. So the ministry has explained that these people are going back to their various countries. The ministry has also explained that these are not criminals. The ministry has also expressed, the desire to vet. And this is part of the MOU with the U.S., that we will vet the people that you hand over to us. We're not just going to allow them into our country because we won't take any criminal, dissident into our country. And we'll do due diligence in that matter. The MPP keeps calling for ratification and all that. I don't think it's far-fetched. The president hasn't ruled out the possibility of a ratification plan. But we want to be sure how many people are coming in. What are the names of these people? As we speak, we don't even know the names of the people, the other 40 that should join. What are you taking to Parliament? And what is Parliament ratifying if the details are not yet out? Again, the last part, which for me, the MPP should exercise some restraint, is that in all these their deliberations, they are quick to say, oh, we'll go to the Supreme Court. We'll go to the Supreme Court. Well, I don't think anybody is stopping the MPP from going to the Supreme Court on a review on this matter. Yes, they claim that there's already a decided case on that matter. Go to the Supreme Court, cite that decided case, make your claims, and let the Supreme Court take a decision on this matter, whether a required ratification and all that. Then you also don't understand what they actually mean in some of this. You see, in law, there are some things that are crimes. We will call them crimes, but they won't qualify in the word crime because there's no punishment prescribed for them. Once you can call it a crime, but once there's no punishment written and prescribed by law for it, it's not a crime. they may as well serve as a guide for you not to do some of the things that we do. So for a whole minority to go on this tangent for days and weeks on this matter, I think they should cut the president some slack in terms of how he runs this country, what he views as issues that should go to Parliament. And they are also making a mistake because right there in Parliament where they have some of these things going on, they could have filed a question for the minister to come and answer. And then in answering some of these questions, the basis will be clear. Even if that has been done already, the basis would have been clear. The press conferences, the demonstrations, the casting of aspersions, the insinuations, we see it more as an attempt for the MPP to get some credibility in the space of politics in this country as we speak. Because it does appear as though everything now is press conference, everything now is demonstration, everything now is about who can shout the loudest or who is more powerful in the MPP and who wants to be heard and who shouldn't be heard. For me, there are more cogent matters the MPP should be looking at, which would get this country maybe on another level, faster development, faster progress than we are seeing today. It looks as though demonstration and press conference seems to be the only solution they prefer in some of these issues. And then threats and all that. You have a national organizer who is on TV shouting and screaming and saying that if government doesn't do it, we'll do this, we'll do that. If you believe in the rule of law, go to court. Very simple. And the minister would be asked to answer questions. You have an attorney general who is also a member of parliament right with them. And nobody seems to even inquire. Oh, Mr. Attorney General, what is your position on this matter? Or Mr. Foreign Minister, come and give us the reasons for which. The minister has been speaking and speaking and speaking very loudly. So it's a press conference that is much about nothing. And I see several pages of the press conference going back and forth and over on this matter. We thought that by now they would have been in court. I don't know if I'm not privy to that. We thought that by now they would have been in court in challenging the decision of the minister and the president in that matter. And we will all be save our ears, the noise, the threats, the assumptions and all the insinuations that is being cast all around the place. We will serve Ghana good if they will go to court on this matter. We are people believing the rule of law. We do expect that they should go to court on this matter. And the court will give directives on what should be done, rather than the press conferences.
I see. So, these West African nationals who have been deported from America as part of America's immigration crackdown are supposed to be here in Ghana.
Yes, they are here in Ghana now. Yes.
Okay. We're picking some reports that some of them have actually been transferred to Togo and so on.
I agree, but I'm just saying that part has already been to Ghana and been
all right. And your argument is that this is not the same as the Gitimotu matter.
It's not the same.
Okay, that's number one. Number two, you are also saying that this is in the spirit of neighborliness.
Yes.
We're West Africans.
Yeah, the minister said that.
Okay, but I have a question, a number of questions to ask. Now, we're talking about Nigerians, we're talking about Malawians, and we're talking about
Togolese and
yes.
Ivorians.
Now, why didn't the government of these countries, take them?
Okay.
Why did Ghana decide to accept this 14 and not rather make a case that, look, these are people who have not been rejected by their countries.
Yeah.
So why don't they go there?
So
why did we decide to take them?
So I don't know if have you been on a flight and see somebody being deported before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's a very dehumanizing, because sometimes you come in handcuffs. You come with even police escort. When you land at the airport, in fact, usually when they are coming on commercial flight, they'll keep them at the last end and the last corner.
Yes.
And you have a security officer by you. Sometimes they are in handcuffs. Even if they are not, once the plane touches down, they're in handcuffs. They'll carry you and hand you over to Ghana's authorities. You're not going home just like that. You will be locked until all the processes are done. And some of those processes include correspondence with your home country, your resettlement plan. Sometimes your visas are cancelled, your passport is withdrawn. There are sanctions to it, so there are processes. Now, the U.S. is doing in excess of about, if I'm not mistaken, about 34,000 people are being repatriated across the world in this whole project. You cannot, it's very difficult to want to have an agreement with each person of each country by one country called the US. So what do? You speak to your allies. And in speaking to your allies, Ghana come in handy to the US that, hey, I have these people within the West African region. Can you take them and do the processes on our behalf? There's a US embassy in this country. There's a US command in this country. And they have their own networks and connections and in relations with their neighbors. Ghana is more pleased to have that discourse with Nigeria, with Togo, with Benin, with Malawi, than you would have maybe another country do that. And you have always known that Ghana has always played that mediation role almost in all conflicts in West Africa, including civil wars, including unrest and all that. We have always played that leading role. We have always been the intermediary. We have always been the basis. In fact, even in UN forces in the South region over wars and all that, Ghana has always been the base. The UN has always found Ghana as the base in doing some of those negotiations. You remember the Zimbabwe thing, for instance. When Kofi Annan was assigned to that, at the time he was not even the UN Secretary General. But I think I remember under President Mose, Kofi Annan was assigned to go and do that as a Ghanaian, first and foremost. Perhaps you would say as a former Secretary General and all that. So Ghana has been able to acquire that status in the Committee of Nations in terms of all these issues about arbitration, about mediation, about international relations, about resettlement plans, even the UNHCR. I remember many years ago, somewhere in 1991, 92, I was in Togo when some of those unrest happened, and some Togolese had to come to Ghana as refugees. It was in Ghana.
Okay.
In the whole of Aflau, the whole of Denu, those areas, or where places that we receive refugees and all that. And the UN was very pleased with some of those things we have done as a nation. We look more stable also. Number two, some of those people are claiming that they are running away from their countries based on some victimization and all that. Well, there's the other word. They were being chased out because of victimization. There's a word for it. For which reason left to the US. And so the US bringing them back will be subject to some other forms of maybe abuse or torture or whatever of the sort. And so, what do you do?
Or you mean stigmatization?
Stigmatization, there's another word. There's another word for it. So, the US felt that it will be more complex. 34,000 people, and I have to have an agreement on each of them for each nation. That's a lot. You can find that's like distributing your call it your workload to a nearby station that will be able to translate this into the various countries. So Ghana begins to serve now as the bridge between that. It's not as though Ghana supports the deportation plan, but however, last year, 97 Ghanaians were deported from the US to this country. 97. If these people were given to Nigeria, Nigeria said they didn't want them, and they were living in very undignified situations.
But I get the point you're making, but I'm saying that, pardon my ignorance about these things, but I want to understand something. I'm Ghanaian. I go to America. I overstayed my welcome. Visa expires. I'm still there. Trump catches me and throws me back. Why won't Trump send me back to Ghana? I'm Ghanaian. I have a home.
You see,
why won't Trump send me back to Ghana?
Like I'm saying, we're talking about numbers. And I'm telling you that in that
but
process,
all of these people would have been processed. We know where everybody comes from.
I agree. I'm not disputing that. But I'm saying that the sheer numbers you have makes it impossible to reach an agreement on each of them. When will you finish them?
Why do you have to reach an agreement with them?
Oh,
you are from Nigeria. Go back to your house.
No, it doesn't work.
That's what I'm saying, pardon my ignorance.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Even when you are caught in the US, there are processes. In fact, you even need a court order to repatriate somebody.
But at least we know where the person comes from.
I agree. I'm saying that I agree. And that's why they are sending them back. But in sending them back, we take a bulk. If you see the countries that were chosen, Eswatini. Eswatini is where? In which part of Africa? Southern Africa, wherever. Right. Then you look at Rwanda. Where is it? It's also somewhere in Central Africa, if I'm not mistaken, right? Then which other country was it?
I think South Sudan.
South Sudan.
Yes.
So they took from our continent the various, what's the name? Zones, you call it the West African zone, the Central African zone, the West African zone, then the South African zone. Those were the representations. So this, for me, if you ask me, the US didn't do anything wrong. because they want to facilitate that faster. If the US is to do this on their own, they would have been in detention camps in the US forever.
All right.
Because it would take a long process to do it.
Okay.
So this rather facilitates or makes it faster for them to be resettled.
All right.
The bit about they going to court and all that is neither here nor there.
Okay.
Ghana has committed no crime. If they any crime that has been committed and they think they want to challenge the decision, that should be in the US.
Okay.
We don't hold the jurisdiction over a US decision. Okay. If they want to challenge this, the best place to go is to go to the US or get their lawyers to file in the US and get them to answer for that.
Finally,
we are only good neighbors.
This MOU that we
them.
have signed with America, has it been made public? Because I haven't seen that MOU.
There are a lot of bilateral decisions and discussions that are security in nature.
Doesn't the minority at least deserve to see this?
If they want, they can say it. They know what the process to do. Press conference won't give it to them. They know when to ask for some of these details.
Nana,
I don't think it's
I've been engaging for the past 25, 30. Nana,
thank you.
So I can tell that you are satisfied with the explanations been given, so you have nothing to say.
Okay, so first and foremost,
right.
Let it be clear that, and he's not the first person saying it. I think yesterday I was on set with another member on the committee from the majority side, Honorable Kuma, and he made that same point. We, the minority, are not running to the media. No. It is the President of the Republic that called the media, and in his address to the media, raised this matter. So it is not the minority that took the matter to the media. Again, the sector minister, foreign affairs minister, he went to hold a whole press conference at the ministry, or the former Ministry of Communications, held a press conference and talked about this matter. After he did the press conference, he went to again have a one-on-one engagement with media and discuss the matter. So who took the matter to the media? So for you to say that it's not about running to the media, it's not. Who first went to the media? You went to the media. So when you went to the media, you didn't find the minority important to talk to us, or you didn't find the minority important to discuss this matter. Your committee in Parliament, you didn't find them important to discuss this matter in Parliament. But you rather took the matter to the media. So when you did, we also have some few pointers out of the press conference you held, out of the one-on-one engagement you did, and we also responded to it, to same. So please, the media issue they must know that we didn't take the matter to the media. You did, and we are responding to you as you did. Okay. Number two, the ECOWAS protocol. The ECOWAS protocol. I have worked with AU.
Right.
I was a policy associate in AU Addis Ababa in the office of the Secretary General.
Right.
During my time, the Secretary General was Ben Murad from Tunisia. So the protocol, I understand. It should not take the US to get us to implement our ECOWAS protocols. The ECOWAS protocols are clear. Free movement, facilitate trade, and all that, those pointers that the protocol outlines.
Yeah.
So I struggle. Maybe the NDC or government should give us another defense to this whole issue than resorting to the ECOWAS protocol. Because when you resort to the ECOWAS protocol, I find it difficult because the ECOWAS protocol was clear. And these people that we are talking about, they are not traveling from Togo to Ghana. They are not traveling from Burkina to Ghana, or from Gambia to Ghana, or from Nigeria to Ghana. So it should not take the US to force us to implement a protocol we have agreed to. So I find it extremely difficult when they want to hinge on to the ECOWAS protocol. Because as we stand now, the ECOWAS protocol is in place. I have friends from Tanzania who came to visit me. I have friends from Zambia who comes to visit me. I have friends from all over. So it is not as if we are against the ECOWAS protocol, no. But it should not take the US to force us or to go into an agreement or arrangement with us to implement the ECOWAS protocol.
But Anna, this one is not a case of, and again, I stand to be corrected on this, but this one is not a case of people voluntarily deciding where they want to go and where they can't go and so on, where because of the ECOWAS protocols, you can decide to move from Togo to Ghana, Ghana to Nigeria, Nigeria to Benin, Ivory Coast, and so on. The circumstances, as we're talking about here,
my point
is that these are people who have been thrown out of America.
So our point is clear.
Yes.
You can give us another defense.
Okay.
But don't tell us that in the spirit of the ECOWAS protocol.
Right.
Because what is happening is not in the spirit of the ECOWAS protocol.
Okay.
So you can give us a different excuse or reason or justification.
Okay.
Don't come under the guise of the ECOWAS protocol. That is our point. Now, again, let us underscore that the minority is not against Ghana trying to be a shining star. We are not against it. We are not against any humanitarian grounds or basis. In fact, I've not heard any minority member, so far as I am concerned, saying that we are against any humanitarian extension or treatment that we are giving or extending to our colleagues. We are not. So let that impression not be created as though the minority is against. If the president, who Ghanaians have voted for, wants to absorb all the deportees in Ghana, it doesn't lie with us to accept or disagree. It is not for us to do it. If they find it fit and they want to do it, they have the rights to do it. The good people of Ghana has given them the mandate. What we are saying is that we believe that per precedent, per rulings, per antecedents, this matter must come to Parliament.
But now he explains to you that this particular issue is different from the Gitmo 2. And he cites the fact that in the case of Gitmo 2, these are non-Africans, they are non-West Africans.
Criminals.
Okay? They don't have the kind of right of movement, which has been granted by the ECOWAS protocols as compared to what we have. And so as far as he's concerned, and indeed, that particular interview you're talking about, I've had to go and watch that interview because of the conversation that's happening. And in that interview, Ablakwa tells us that the reason why Parliament doesn't have to ratify that MOU now is because the Attorney General, Dominic Akuritinga Ayeni, tells him and said it in cabinet that as far as his reading of the law and the ruling, with that seminal ruling by Sophia Kufu, is concerned, it does not apply to this particular instance. And that is why, as we speak, the matter has not been ratified in Parliament. You're still not convinced?
So
this is the state's
hold on.
legal advisor.
So sincerely speaking, we would want to see the advice, if it's possible.
Right.
And that would make us convinced that indeed Dominic Akrotinga Ayeni gave that advice. I was going to go there and I would read portions of his argument.
Right.
But see, the Article 75 that we are referencing has some analogy. That is, any time that the government of Ghana is entering or executing any treaty, the Article 75 recommends or directs that it goes to Parliament. Now, let us also look at the dictum of SOA GSC. So there is a certain analogy or there's a certain historical antecedent underpinning the Article 75 we have now. Now, SOA GSC said that we must always construe the Constitution as a living organism that have the ability of growth. So the Constitution will evolve and it will grow. So Article 75, in the 1969 Constitution, it was around Article 59. I stand to be corrected. I'm not a legal person, but I stand to be corrected. That says that a president may execute treaty. Then the B part is that the president must go to Parliament for treaties that is written or have the ambit of Parliament. It must go to Parliament. So when you look at the article, the 1969 Constitution, and that article, it was limited. It only talks about a category of treaties, of agreement, of understandings. Then we had the 1979 Constitution. And then Article 62 in the 1979 Constitution is the same as Article 75 in the 1992 Constitution today, which now says that any form of agreement or treaty. So this was the argument, the historical argument Balfour gave in the issue with the Gitmo that made the court give that ruling they gave. This is the historical antecedent.
You're suggesting that the ruling didn't make any exception?
No, I'm going there. I'm gradually going there.
Okay.
Now, so for me, it is not about Gitmo. It is not about whether they are African. It is not about whether they have free movement. That is not the point. Okay. We go to court largely, not because the cases are similar. Not because they are the same case.
Yeah.
No, but they are similar. That is why we make references, we pick cases, we cite cases from all over to defend or buttress the point. We are not saying that the deportees are Yemens or they are from Guantanamo Bay. We are not saying that. What we are saying is that the rulings from Margaret Bamfo, Nanabi, and the Attorney General, and even Broja Jemfi, has one underlying principle. The underlying principle is that any arrangement that the good people of Ghana would enter into with any country that imposes an obligation on the good people of Ghana qualifies under Article 75.
Right.
That is our argument. And it is clear. Look, that is why I say that when you, Attorney General, he was then the Deputy Attorney General in the first Mahama administration. And in the first Mahama administration, he handled the Joyce, Margaret Bamfo, Nanabi, and the Attorney General case. He handled it. He made an argument here, and I want to read. He said, he urged that the Supreme Court make a distinction between an agreement intended to create a legal liability and one which, although made between two state parties, is not intended to create legally binding obligation or right. This was Dominic Ikrotinga Ayini's argument on the Gitmotu matter. This was his argument. Now the court ruled, or the court held, that where by various forms of documentation the government of Ghana binds the Republic of Ghana to certain obligations in relation to another country or group of countries, an international agreement comes into existence. So, the minority, I mean, we seek not to frustrate government. We cannot even frustrate government. What we are saying is that let no future government come with other arrangements they have had with various countries and then clothe it in the name of nomenclature. This is MOU. This is, even if you look at some of the rulings, they really even go as far as saying that even a note verbal, so far as it places an obligation on the good people of Ghana, that discussion must come to Parliament. You see, Ghana, we are a dualist state. So what the monarchy states like US will sign treaties, will sign agreement that automatically binds and comes into law. When we do, it must come to Parliament for ratification before.
Okay.
Now, he was mentioning that they would exploit the avenue or the opportunity to come to Parliament if they are, if I got it right, if they are set and good with all the things they are looking for. You see, you have begin executing the tenets of the memorandum. You have begin executing the tenets of the memorandum. And it is important that we know that all these things that you are raising, all these things that you are doing, you have already accepted some. There are other on the way. So you want to tell us that we should sit down. Ghana should wait for you to accept all the people you want to accept. When you are done accepting them, now you come to Parliament to come and tell us that, okay, so we accepted 200, we accepted 300. No, the intention, the mainstream must come for the good people of Ghana to accept the mainstream.
Okay. Before it takes effect.
Before you begin implementing and executing the dictates of the understanding.
Okay.
So the position of minority is clear and simple. We are not, look, like I said in one of the other stations, that when it comes to Parliament, it is not for us to frustrate. We don't even have the numbers to do so.
Right.
The Committee for Foreign Affairs, we are 17 in number. Only 5 of us are MPP.
Right.
12 are NDC. It is the same with all the committees, legal and constitution, all those committees. So the position of the minority is not to frustrate government, but like I said, for posterity, so that in future, the Asafo government will not enter into an arrangement with another country and come and tell Ghanaians that, oh, this one is a memorandum. So we will not do the needful.
All right.
That is all we are.
Okay, that's fine. So again, we'll take.
No, I want to.
No, sorry, we'll take a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize.
No, it's okay.
But I received quite a number of messages. I would read them. I'll try as much as possible to read them. So you're still watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro television. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
iPhone papa. Ye wo homa.
So open iPhones accessories papa dia menhwe baby a.
Me mo akwa ba EBA phones and accessories.
Sebani EBA yeton iPhones any ho accessories. iPhone 50 XL cost 16 Pro Max. Accessories ye wo charger, AirPods any iPhone ho akade nyina. Yanoma ye ni sikapudu e de beto iPhone. Say ya ankrankre, boja and na say aboye juma your phone nyina. For 40% beji iPhone bia ope. Na ni aka no, wo de bosome miensa. Etua ne nkakra. E kwan ya obefa so de achi ani. Dial *713*5571#. Oba, shenu so se wo de wo Ghana card. Eni nia ye kire se wo ye adwuma. Hwehwe ye kire kwan e wo circle mo. Eni tip tolling ye ni modern photos enchen ho a. Afein so, se wo ba American Mall, ye ni odo rice eni di nhwani. Kuma senso ye wo edum Central Prisons roundabout ejekum abonsan ni mo. Freyen, e wo numbers na ebu screen ni so no. EBA phones, no hassle cra.
Ama, nansi mi general well-being enko ye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura.
I'm not making me into one. Oh, you right. And you will give us GC mixture and any capsules. Ah, you know, boom. And what's some Namokana? A boy and ma any memina. Nema ba ye obesima. Na bema so ye bemasima. Ya, we be boy. I'm a neck giant and sour the shelly bottom. No, when you need to say, you owe you chop one. Give us GC mixture and a capsule. Achesa.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one and Quada when if you do me a new
Achesa. Wabed doom, time aso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwaya Mabesisia. A bozig. I can say no, ya conati, and the mod drink woman. Hey! But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eddie, Dabio, baby womb. Ready? Hey, baby womb. Ah, Eddie. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At to phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call is to do woman. Na say spray with them sir. Try sima a dronum and sana ko dynamo. And cratoi FDA ajatum.
Kwame and his uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, Mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Or be late?
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Me and you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it at all, so would the coming of the son of man be.
Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompts and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Good morning, Ghana on Metro Television. My guests are still here. My name is Awudu Moro, and I'm here with Nana Asafwajai. Sorry, gentlemen, we're on air now. Gentlemen, hello. Hello, we're on air. Sorry. So that's, we are on air. You're being watched. Yes. Nana Asafwajai is here. He's a MP for Busumifreho and also a deputy ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, and also Wanda Madilo. He's a development analyst and a member of the NDC's communications team. So, yes, Wanda.
Yeah, so on this Gitmo thing, I think the MPP seems to be using one leg of the argument, which has in reference to the Gitmo case. But in that same Gitmo case, which they refuse to read for all of us, and I want to read this for all Ghanaians, it talks about substance over form. Then it talks about agreement, includes diplomatic note. And this is the explanation the court gave. The court held that the substance of the instrument is what matters. Anytime the court is saying something and it says that the substance is what matters, it means that it's referring to you must deal with the case in specificity. So each case and how it should be handled. You cannot conclude that everything that any agreement government enters to qualifies under Article 75. So it is as by case as it should be treated, and not, let's say, a collateral treatment of all the issues of diplomatic. Then it continues, it says that regardless of whether it was cast as a note verbal or diplomatic communication, if it creates binding obligation, then you put into bracket resettlement, monetary, security assurances, then it falls under Article 75. Then they tell us that this should go to Parliament. Meanwhile, in the same ruling, the court is saying that it should be case by case, and it must fall within the structure of one, if it creates a binding agreement, if it creates a resettlement, if it creates monetary, and if it creates security assurances. Okay. In all these four circumstances, none of the issues or the 11 deportees in this country fall within that space. We are not doing resettlement. At best, what the US is doing is to liaise with their embassy in Ghana to host these people while they transition them to their various countries. So it's a transit point. We are not bound either economically, financially, or any form. It poses no security threat to us because these are not criminals. They have not been tried in any US court as criminals. They are only people who have either overstayed their welcome or overstayed their visas or did not have requisite documents and were being deported based on the new president's deportation plan. Then it also did not create any security assurances for the US. We are not creating any security assurances for the US. Basically, the US embassy wants to have the people here so they can process them faster. That's all they are doing. The other part is that this Gitmo thing that they so much rely on also talks about monitoring. What's monitoring in this business? It's nothing about monitoring. In any case, we're not even taking people who are from different origin. We said the basis for which the US Embassy in collaboration with Ghana can do that is because under the protocol agreement, these people at least within 90 days can be processed to go back to their countries. And we've already started the process. The people you are even talking about that they have been repatriated to Ghana and what not, have already begun going to their various countries of origin. And so let's be very distinct in our minds in some of these collateral, calling of everything, a binding agreement or a treaty or a convention or whatever of the sort.
Okay.
Ghana owes it a duty.
All right.
As a country in the South region
right.
that believes that we're the gateway of this continent or West Africa to do some of these things in good faith. Okay. The minister stated clearly that Ghana is not benefiting from any financial reward in this matter. Okay. So we can make progress.
All right.
So this is very happy.
No,
Very happy.
I guess that you've made your point, he's made his point. We'd have to just make progress. But still speaking about what I'll call good neighborliness.
Yes.
Some Ghanaians, because of some disturbances in the northern part of Ghana, decided to, flee to neighboring countries, which is Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast, and it has to do with the Gbingiri conflict. Now, again, the Foreign Affairs Minister tells us that he's been there, especially he's been to Ivory Coast to assess the situation for himself. Before he went there, NADMO was there, and NADMO has been offering some succor or support or some help to our compatriots who were struggling because of had to flee to those countries because of the conflict. Now, my understanding is that again, Nana Safweje, you decided to take a trip to both Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso to ascertain things for yourself based on everything that you had heard. Tell us about this trip. Did you go alone? Who did you go with? What exactly was your mission there? And when you went there, what did you see when you went to both Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso?
Okay, so thank you very much. Initially, when this whole issue within the Solar Tuna Kalba and the Bole enclave erupted, it was not really and truly a foreign relations or international relations matter. This is a full internal national security issues.
Okay.
So we were only watching and observing it as such.
Okay.
The report we got was that because of the violence and the disruptions that have erupted around that area, over 50,000 of Ghanaians living within that area had fled.
Okay.
The report said some of them came down south, the Chiman, Kentampo, Nkranza, and those areas, the Bono enclave. Some went to Burkina Faso, and 13,000 went to Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay.
So the only place and the only time foreign relations come in is when they cross the border and then went to another country.
Right.
We could not trace the Burkina Faso numbers or the Burkina Faso people because they couldn't put any number on it. But the agencies were specific. So we saw our foreign minister visit Vongoro in Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay.
And in Vongoro, he made a statement.
Were you there at the time?
No.
Or you were in Ghana then?
No, I was in Ghana.
Right.
He made a statement. Inherent in that statement was that he has been to Vongoro. The good people of Ghana are doing well. The Côte d'Ivoire embassy and the good people of Côte d'Ivoire are taking good care of them. Even in Vongoro, he found 5,300 people in Vongoro, and 8,000 of them had returned to Ghana. So when he mentioned 8,000 of them had returned to Ghana, we were a bit skeptical. And in our focus group caucus meeting minority, we were like, this numbering issue is a pure national security matter. In fact, if there is somebody in this country who is clothed with those information to put it out, it should be the Minister for National Security or the Minister for Interior, Honorable Mutaka.
Okay.
He would be able to give us the details of this movement because daily basis a national security report is given to the national security architecture. And the Côte d'Ivoire government will deal with the national security architecture of our country. So we began asking ourselves some questions. Where is this numbers coming from? How is it? Then we cited a joint multi-sectorial assessment on humanitarian impact in the conflict of Solar Kalbatuna and the Bole Enclave, which was written by the United Nations Commissioner for Refugees, the International Organization for Migration, the World Food Organization, the World Health Organization, the Food and Agriculture Organization, World Vision, the Catholic Relief Services. In fact, when we got to the ground, some of these agencies, we met their reps. They wrote a joint report as at 6th September. The minister went there. I think about 2 or 3 days the minister went there. So we were finding difficulty, juxtaposing the two reports, what the institutions are saying and what our minister is saying. So, the committee, the minority asked me to go and also ascertain the facts on the ground. Then the minority can take a position on this matter. So I traveled with PK Sapon, my good friend, and then my research assistant and a media person. We went there. In fact, we got to Vongoro only to be told that there are Ghanaians living in about 16 different communities in Côte d'Ivoire. Some are in Badekura, some are in Botogbo, some are in Tochemekura, some are in Masintim. Different. The minister for the Bono region in Côte d'Ivoire, NK, Minister NK, alluded to the fact that he had several Ghanaians in 16 communities. But in Vongoro, that is where they have the largest number of Ghanaians living there. So the 13,000 they put out was 13,000 in Côte d'Ivoire, but not 13,000 in Vongoro.
So hold on. Are you saying that the 13,000 is grossly underrepresented, underestimated?
No, not. What we are saying is that there are 13,000 Ghanaians spread across 16 communities.
Right. Okay. I needed that clarification.
Spread
That's
across
fine.
16 communities.
Okay. So the 13,000 hasn't changed. It's still 13,000.
Yes, it's still 13,000.
But
It hasn't changed. Spread across 16
different
communities.
Okay.
Yes, so they are still Ghanaians in those areas.
Okay.
But what our minister did was that he met 5,000 in Vunguru. So he subtracted 5,000 from 13,000 per the initial report and concluded that 8,000 had returned to Ghana. So the people were asking us that, look, and the regional minister for Savannah even said that for the people to come back, it will take some time because they have issues of trust. And they told us that we are not even sure that when we go and we are sleeping, somebody will not attack us in the night. So we are careful. They even asked that, when did the 8,000 return to Ghana? How did the 8,000 go back to Ghana? Who accepted the 8,000 that came back to Ghana? And who integrated that 8,000 back into the community? And what arrangement has been done or made for those 8,000? So the 8,000 numbers were in question. And it was clear that, and they pointed that it was just close about a few meters away from Vunguru, Dakpekrum. Just so they are there and they know that there are people. And why they are worried is that when we are 13,000 here and you tell us that 8,000 is gone back to Ghana, it affects even people who want to come to our aid. And in fact, they applauded the Côte d'Ivoire government that they bring them food virtually every week. And the minister admitted, the minister NK, admitted that the food is not only brought to Vongoro, it is to all the other communities. And they settled like families, just as they are in the Solar Tunakaba area. They are all not staying in one place. So when they left or when they boated, they had to be in various communities. So we ascertained this fact, brought this information as has been asked or sent by the minority to the minority that this is what we went to see. And we brought pictures. And again, the minority also made some donation to the good people of Solar Tunakaba and Bole, who are now in Côte d'Ivoire, to support their stay there. And to also let people know that, hey, this is the situation. They even thanked us for coming because they had some specific requests. Request number one, that they want the Yagbungra to give them assurance that they are safe. Their security is assured. And for that matter, that is the only grounds. And if the president also allude to this fact, that is the only grounds that will let them come and know that they are safe. Number two, the intermediating committee, as it stands now, they have not heard from the intermediating committee. They also want to hear from them so that they know what is happening and what is going on. Then they know the next line of actions. So these were the things that we went to. So that was why we noticed some discrepancies between the reports that were coming from all these agencies and interorganizational bodies and what our minister said. And that was what we went to go and find out and see that what is the exact situation on the ground. And like that is the exact situation on the ground is what I've just narrated and told.
But having read the multi-sectorial report, and that's which Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa was a foreign affairs minister. When you went there, you saw things for yourself. Which of the two would you say was closer to what you saw in terms of that's your reality? Okay,
so on any day, not being biased, not having any personal issues, but on any day, I would want to trust the intersectorial report because they are on the ground even as we speak now.
But you also went on the ground.
Hold on. I'm saying that they are with them. Yes. I went, I have left, but they are still there.
How many days did you spend there?
5 days.
You spent 5 days?
Yes, they are still there.
Did they also tell you that Nadmo was there?
Yes, they mentioned everybody. They even told me that the embassy, as in the Ghanaian mission in Côte d'Ivoire,
yes,
the only time they saw them there was when the minister was coming.
Oh.
Yes. And it is on record. The media has it, not me. The only time they saw them there was when the minister came there. That was the only time they saw them. So for me, and for what I want to see, in fact, if for nothing at all, I went to Botobo for nothing at all. I went to Dakpekura. So I saw some of our people. So it confirms the report and it confirms what the Minister for Buna told us.
But you only visited 2 communities, right?
Yes.
Out of how many communities?
2 plus Vonkoro 3.
Out of how many communities?
16.
16.
16. 1
yeah,
6.
no, 1 6.
1 6.
But is that sufficient for you to draw
no,
the
but
conclusion?
if mine 3 is not sufficient, then the one the minister visited is not sufficient too.
How do you know if the minister visited?
He did one. We follow the report. Yes, yes, he did one. You follow the report. We follow it was streaming live. We follow the report.
You also went to Burkina?
No, we've not been to Burkina. The minister hasn't made any point on Burkina, and even
the minister says he gets daily reports and updates from Burkina Faso.
I don't have a problem
because some of them are there.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
What I saw, what I went to see,
is what I've put
out. Yes.
All right. Wanda.
No. I'm going to talk from a background of somebody who has witnessed a refugee or what you call seeking refuge in another country because of conflict. I grew up in Denu, and in Denu those days, when the Togo civil unrest happened, 91, 92, 93, it was very chaotic. In fact, I was in Togo when it happened. So, and my dad, we went on vacation to just visit him. He was working across the border. So we went to visit him when it happened. And to get out of Togo was a problem, was a challenge. And they will have to take you through some routes which were safe passing, because walking on the street was a scare. I mean, I've heard gunshots, I've heard people killed in front of me. I've seen, and I was very young at the time. I was just about 13 years old or so, 1992, 91. I was just very young then. So I saw for myself what it means when they say people have left their country into another country.
Right.
Then we eventually got to Ghana through the safe route. And how was this safe route facilitated? Government of Ghana, including UNHCR, actually demarcated areas that were safe zones for indigents or citizens or, I mean, people who were unarmed as a route to Ghana. And then in Ghana, the UNHCR led the way, which is what is happening right now in Ivory Coast, concerning our brothers who are in Cote d'Ivoire. Now, let us also not forget that the distance between Benin and Cote d'Ivoire is very short. It's a walking distance, even if it's 100 kilometers. Under such circumstances, it's a walking distance.
Right.
I walked from Togo to Ghana at the time over 64 kilometers to get to Aflawa, just at the time it happened, because you have to go and use the beats, the various, we call it segment, those far areas in the forest. And then when you hear gunshot, everybody has to lie on the floor and all that. So in terms of war, distance is not a barrier. There's no car moving, you have to walk. Pregnant women will suffer through some of those experiences. People who are already ill or sick suffer through some of those experiences. And you get the safest place you can as much as possible. And when they came to Ghana, when the Togolese came to Ghana, somewhere in Denu, somewhere in Georgia, and those areas, and the UNHCR was the one coordinating all of these, what you call insurgents into Ghana. And so if we're relying on records and figures, the best place institution is the UNHCR. You also saw, if you saw where the minister went to, having some what I would call these containers that we do for homes or whatever. What's the name? It's called fabricated homes, prefabricated homes that were created.
Right.
In those days, it's the tent. They use the military type of tent to house them. But now it's very easy to assemble a container for those purposes, especially from Turkey. They have all these prefabricated homes.
Right.
That's what they are using. So you cannot, as a refugee of war or whatever, or unrest, go into a country and just be walking about. So it cannot be the case that some people are somewhere and government of Ghana is not aware, because they had no prior accommodation in some of those places.
Right.
So what also happens is that when the people come to Ghana, and I realized that those days, when the Togolese were in Ghana, those Togolese who were already in Ghana and finding their feet and living, joined their colleagues in the camp.
Right.
So even sometimes in counting those figures is an error. Right. Because I remember those days when the UHCR brings food items, they bring them oil, rice, beans, and all that. You see that the queue of the number of people in the camp is always more than the number of people queuing for it. Sometimes even indigents in that home country take advantage of some of these supplies as a means of livelihood, if you so wish to care. So you never get very accurate figures. The minister was clear from the reports he has received. Some 8,000 have, gone back. And there are a lot of media reports about this. Joy FM reported it, your own station reported it, TV3 reported it, and all that. Unfortunately, I'm mentioning some of this. And these are people who have returned, who were interviewed, who were there. We are back to Ghana. Of course, when they are in some of these circumstances, you need to give assurances. And that's where government will come in handy. The minister has indicated that NADMO was also present on the day. He has also indicated that the UNHCR was also there. And then the government's own liaison, team in Ivory Coast were also assisting. The people who told you that they didn't see the foreign minister, or they only showed up when the foreign minister was coming, cannot be truthful. The only reason is because when the foreign minister was going, he went to some media and some, whatever. So there will certainly be the foreign minister has arrived. But if the ambassador in the area arrives, he may not come with the media or anything. And he would have interacted, he would have ensured that food supply is made available to them and all that. So some of these reports, we need to interrogate it properly.
Okay.
Finally, this Benin conflict is a pain in the eyes of everybody. It's a huge pain for all of us. Right. When this thing started, we were told that it's just a piece of land that is just about the size of a container. True or false? And that's all the report we have all read. Today it has escalated. Today it has taking people out of this country. Okay. And that's why we must prioritize peace at all times in our dealings and the things we do. I think that some criminal infractions have been occasioned. Okay. If the chief was selling the land which didn't belong to him, it was not an individual title holder, an allodial title holder, and it was for the community or for the family, as it were, he needed to have assembled the right people before he can sell the land. Okay. And the developer who was also developing should have exercised some restraint in some of those things. Some community engagements would have gone on. So a lot of things have happened. I think government wants to have a more holistic approach to this solution. Mm-hmm. It is not just resettling them. Some of them have lost their livelihoods. Some have lost their families because we are told that a couple of people died in the process and all that. So it takes a process. It takes some time. It also takes some healing process to have them assured that when they come back, everything will be all right. And I can tell you that government is doing a lot of those things to resettle them back. There are some packages for the people who are resettling and don't have means of livelihood. And I think we can get around this corner as quickly as possible. But in the end,
let me read a few messages. I appreciate just a few of our, or some of our viewers have sent us a message. So this one from McLean Desmond, who is sending us a message from Seshi Rioso. He says it's quite unfortunate that Honorable Blackwell has resorted to a sensational emotional approach in dealing with the deputy ranking member, Honorable Nana Asafo-Ejei, simply because he's courageously exposing issues at Foreign Affairs Ministry. I am confident, however, that this would not deter the Honorable MP from consistently bringing such matters to light at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Moreover, it is fundamentally dishonest on the part of Honorable Blackwell to show such intolerance towards divergent opinions, the very principles Honorable Blackwell vociferously championed when the NDC was in opposition. In the end, time itself will uncover the truth, and future generations will be the fairest judges of our actions today. That's McLean. He calls himself MD. I don't know which company he's managing, but he's McLean, MD, from Syria. So, McLean, how are you? Good to hear from you. And Honorable Andrew Ejapa Mesa is a former MP for 2nd, sends a message on this one. He says, I've been listening to this gentleman for minutes, and I can't fathom the merry-go-round that he's engaged in. Nobody has a problem with our neighbors coming into Ghana under any circumstance. The law in Article 75 is simple. Submit all agreements, no matter how described, of an international nature to Parliament for ratification. Has that happened? The answer is a big no. So what's with all this talk about? Are we to assume that the government doesn't want the document to be made public, hence the decision not to send it to Parliament? Is that something, the agreement that he's seeking to hide from Ghanaians? Please advise the government to do the needful and stop the long talk. Abba. And that's from Andrew Ejapa Mesa. And this one here from Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm. He says that, good morning. My brother, in my humble opinion, the press conference held yesterday by the micro-minority group was totally out of order. It was organized just to achieve cheap political points, which they have failed totally. I totally agree with Honorable Blackwell describing what is happening in Palestine as genocide. The UN that Ghana is among has described the situation in Gaza as genocide. Killing of 20,000 children and women is totally unacceptable. I expect Ghana to have even joined hands with South Africa when they sued Israel in that court of justice on behalf of the good people of Palestine. It is sad to see that the MPP is worried because Honorable Ablakwa has described what is happening in Palestine as genocide. The UN we belong to has described it as genocide. So what is their problem? Carlos from he says that good morning, Moro. With respect that what the MPP representative is saying is false. They claim, they asked him, but no one did. It's untrue. It looks like they are trying to copy what Okujato did when he traveled to Ukraine and elsewhere during the conflict, and they want to replicate it. If they're going to do that, they should at least do it properly. I can say for a fact that they are behind this unrest, which is aimed at making the country ungovernable. This is the MPP's modus operandi. He should stop. Carlos from Ododo. And Gideon Ejepon is watching us from BBNE. He says, Wanda Madilo's position this morning is actually quite comical. He confirms that a ranking member was dropped because of the government's inability to sponsor him. Yet the same government has managed to send all the NDC regional youth organizers to the program in the US. Do you know this for a fact? I don't know. He said, we shall revisit some of these development in the future. Gideon Ejepon from BBNE. This one from Mancha Bruce. Mancha Bruce, I have your book with you because you proud to give me a book to be given to you yesterday. So let's talk after the show, sir. It says, given the United States' expertise in security management, one might query the rationale underlying Ghana's government for apparently accommodating individuals whom the U.S. has sought to expel, ostensibly without rigorous parliamentary scrutiny or formal ratification of the attendant issues. In fact, considerations of scale and demographic impact may further contextualize this dynamic, amazing convictions. Mancha Bruce II in Takoradi. This one from, good morning, Mr. Austin Game. Good to know that you're tuned in. And so Mansa Musa sends a message. Mansa Musa has been very passionate about the Galamsey fight. Unfortunately, we don't have time to talk about Galamsey fight today. Our time is almost up. But he says that the responsibilities for Ministry for Lands and it's not minerals, it's natural resources. Yes, it's too big. That portfolio is too big. A lot of land issues to deal with, a lot of natural mineral, forest, ecological issues to deal with. In short, create a particular ministry to be in charge of mineral extraction, i.e. Ministry for Legal Mining. Their only brief is to focus on legal mining, and so all regulatory requirements and responsibilities will be handled by that particular Ministry for Legal Mining. That ministry will have the sole responsibility of supervising, maintaining, and managing mining activities, and I'm sure a minister in charge would like to succeed like some current ministers. Very clear cut indeed. Good morning, Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa, look, the Minerals Commission is more than capable of doing everything that you're asking another ministry to be set up to do. That's what the Minerals Commission is supposed to do. Anyway, once we allow the state institutions to work, we can deal with Galamsey. For me, it's as simple as that. Now, Desmond, who is the managing editor of the Catalyst newspaper, says that the NPP's problem is that they feel whatever they decide must be the policy of the NDC government. Entitlement mentality. Now, yes. Catalyst. Why, you don't read Catalyst? Oh, Charlie, you should try Catalyst. They're doing well. They're doing well. Let me end with this one. So Enoch, Enoch, you're also talking about Galamsey. The chief must almost, Enoch in Afenya says the chief must also be blamed for the Galamsey menace too. They are the custodians of the land, and I think that they can help government in fighting the menace. Mr. President Mahama, PSC. Okay, all right. So your very good friend Jabaru. He's an IT professional. Apparently, he said he was in class with you. Okay. Yes. He's the chief executive officer of COTSIS. Yes, COTSIS Limited. Yes. He's watching you. He says he's proud of you. He's proud to know that he sat in the same class with you. So this is message to you.
He didn't add that he has been giving me money. You add that. He was sponsoring me as supporting.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, he will call me and say, "Where are you?" Then we meet in Java. Then Charlie, this one for fuel.
Oh, that's good to know. I mean, he's been a good friend.
Yeah, sure.
So it says, tell my very good friend and colleague in school, Nana Asafweje, I appreciate and admire his intellectual ability since school days. However, I am a bit disappointed in his recent press conference regarding Gaza genocide. As a signatory to the Geneva Convention, Ghana's foreign minister did what is morally right in acknowledging the UN's confirmation of genocide. Many countries, including Israel, allies, called this genocide. So what are they telling Ghanaians? Let's prioritize humanity over politics and respect the loss of innocent lives. Tell him that he should please catch up. Now, Eben from Kwabenya says the former CJ Tokono has landed herself in more trouble again. She should have listened to advice and do the needful, but chose otherwise. Greetings to TDC boss Courage Makafu Nunekweku and Mr. Kwesi Mensah of Tema Shipyard. Anyway, so gentlemen, I guess that we'll have to end it here, unfortunately, because our time is up, and I have 2 birthday dedications that I need to do. I'm going to apologize to you because I didn't allow you to make your concluding remarks because time is not our best friend. So this one here says that Moro, please help me wish my lovely daughter Heidi Awenyami Saim. Heidi Awenyami Saim. I hope I got the pronunciation correctly. It says that a belated 9th birthday, and that's coming from your father, Sebastian Syme of the Cyber Security Authority. He says, happy birthday. In fact, yesterday was your birthday. It wasn't even today. Yesterday was your birthday. Heidi Awenyami Syme. That's from your father. Now, Prince Derek Eje says that land and conflict is serious, so let's not underestimate my land issue, especially my dear lands. 13,000 plus of our citizens displaced, over a 40-footer container size of land, many dead. You know, Prince has been in the forefront of, fighting everybody who takes land from the people, the people unlawfully or illegally. So I'm not surprised he sent this message. Now, okay, all right. So I guess that we'd have to end it here. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Happening this weekend, and we've had a series of programs.
Okay.
You know, I chaired the launching of the event earlier in the year, about 2 months ago, and the climax is this weekend. Come and see for yourself the beauty and the culture of the people of Sume. Our venerable Tobiga Adama will be there.
All right.
Give us some good news.
All right.
Thank you.
So this weekend,
No.
This weekend.
Let's do this quickly, otherwise we'll take this off.
The trunk, the chopbox, the exercise books that I'm giving to every student who wrote BC in Busumifra.
Okay.
Will take place. We'll start from Monday and we'll end on Friday.
Every
student. About 1,462 of them. Everybody is taking a trunk. You take a chopbox. You take an exercise book. You take a notebook. Everybody across everybody.
So MP Papa. MP Papa. Oh, and Anasa Fojai, thank you very much for your time. MP for Busumifra. And also Wonder Madilo. Thanks for joining us on the show today. And my name is Auduboro. Thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
This October, the world of public relations converges in Accra. The Institute of Public Relations Ghana, in partnership with the African Public Relations Association, the Public Relations Society of Kenya, and the International Public Relations Association, present Public Relations